y'all got Prince here. How is it so difficult for y'all to come up with more substance to bring to the table? I know it's out there.
Damn.
I know it's out there, bro. Like, impress me. I know you got it. I want to see it.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie, yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so cursed up, I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it, I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning. What makes him the chief of the south side? Oh my nigga, I'm not a lieutenant. When I was in the gym, you wasn't in it. FaceTime, so my windows is tinted. If I said that shit, then I meant it. Niggas gave me the rules and I bent it.
All right, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. Special guest in the building. Love less. Not love less. Love less.
Love less.
So can we start right there?
Yeah, let's
I
start.
want to understand the name better.
When you love less, you get hurt less.
So you've been hurt a lot.
That's all I've ever known.
Damn. I mean, that's dark.
It's just kind of how my life is, you know?
Well, I feel like we need to delve into that a little more.
Let's dive in.
I mean, so is that... What makes you just lean into that and not try to find something different?
I have two options. I can either let it kill me, or I can turn it into something that I can benefit from.
Okay. Well, I disagree. I think you have a third option.
That's kind of how I viewed it my entire life, I guess.
You could love more.
When I do that, I end up getting hurt.
You keep trying. I feel you. I mean, I get it. I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying, but I do think I think love is important.
It is very important.
So you're saying do you not have love in your life?
I do.
You do.
I do. Yeah. But love it's a multifaceted thing. You know, it involves trust. It involves integrity.
For sure.
You know, it involves communication.
Okay.
There's lots of things that involve love.
True.
You know, it's not just a simple word that we like to throw around, even though that's kind of what we like to do with it.
You know, I actually, we could probably do a 4-hour podcast on this because I actually have strong opinions on this that differ. I think that's what we've created. Humans have created love to be, but I don't think love is actually any of those things. Now that I think about it,
what would you say that love is?
I think all love is unconditional. So I don't think you need to have trust or any of those things that you just named in order to love.
I think true love is unconditional. True love is unconditional, yes.
As opposed to what? False love?
I would say like your puppy loves, like when you infatuations,
sure. Okay.
Things of that nature.
Yeah.
Love in disguise, essentially. Gilded love.
Okay. I would say those things aren't even love.
Yeah, but they can be disguised as love.
For sure.
Your perceptions of, media attention, your friends, your homies, all that shit, trying to tell you what they believe love is.
Yeah.
And all of that floating into your mind with what you see on your phone, media, songs, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Leads you to believe like, okay, this is what love is. This is what I'm supposed to feel. This is how it's supposed to be.
Yep.
And we're fed this premeditated notion of what we believe love to be and how we're supposed to happen, what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And even though we have this internal conflict of saying this doesn't feel right, we want to get it because like, oh, this is what the celebrities got.
Yeah.
This is what this dude got. This is what this shit got. I want that.
Yeah.
Even if it don't feel right, at least I got it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
And the pride and the integrity get thrown out the window.
Yeah. Seems more so now than ever and continuing to get worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right about all that. I agree with you on all that. So you put a lot of this in your music.
That's the only thing I know how to do.
Yeah. Well, lucky for you, that is winning right now.
I like to believe so.
I mean, Drake started it, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
For the most part. Not to say that there wasn't others that were, doing it here and there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been others. You got your Bryson Tiller,
Yeah.
your Weekends, all that stuff.
But he created the wave.
I think he created like the most. Here's the thing about Drake, and this is what I love about his lyricism. Whether he's ghostwriting, whether it's not, whatever you want to call it, the lyricism that comes out of this man's mouth is so vague It's perfect. It's just vague enough to be relatable.
Yeah.
It's just vague enough to be relatable. Because
I would have to think about that more, but yeah. I mean,
in that,
you're right.
like,
yeah.
oh, I got a text on my phone. Shawty calling me again. Here I am home alone. Man, I've been there before.
For sure.
You and every other person has.
Yeah.
Now you've created a situation in your music, lyrically and sonically, that is both relatable, sounds cool, and fits the vibe. So you've hit all 3 check marks.
Yeah, and the fact that, Drake is one of the, coolest people on the planet, you're able to relate to one of the coolest people on the planet.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, you're right about that for sure. You're definitely right
Exactly.
about that. He's very relatable. Sometimes he gets very. I mean,
When he gets into his more emotional stuff,
Yes.
for sure, he brings out that more
yeah,
that vague relatability.
yeah. When he gets real,
Yeah.
when he gets real, for sure. But when he pops his shit, none of us can relate.
Oh
'cause
no, nah,
none of us got what he's got. But
no,
yeah,
not
for
yet
sure.
anyway.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about that. So I mean, I'm interested in your path. You haven't always done what you're doing now. You were doing a whole another separate genre of music.
I was in metal music actually before this.
Yeah. So you were in a band. You were the lead singer.
I was the lead vocalist. That is correct.
So were your vocals? How? I mean, I assume it had to have been quite a bit different, but
Oh, very different. Yeah.
but also there are metal bands that have really great vocalists.
Oh yeah. I mean, it
utilize
was like a kind of like an R&B metal band in its earliest stage.
Yeah.
I did screaming. I did all the screaming in my band, and I also did all the singing. And I would have to go back and forth on stage, and I would do that every night on tour. And it's something that I can say, like, I've played a show in every state in the continental U.S. aside from obviously Alaska and Hawaii, and I did that before I was 25.
Wow.
So none of this is new to me.
So you cut your teeth in the metal genre.
Been cut.
And so what made you switch it up?
I got my heart broken. Again.
So you got your heart broken, and that made you say, "Fuck this! I'm switching up to R&B."
I had been in love to the point that I had never felt before, and it was both the most beautiful and most terrifying thing I'd ever felt. And we were actually engaged to be married. It was the happiest I'd ever been. We were together for 3 years and 2 months to the day exactly, and she ended everything in 45 minutes.
Yikes.
And something changed in me that day, and I told her, I was like, if you do this, you will change me.
Yeah.
And she couldn't even look me in the eyes when she said it too, so that's made it hurt even more. But at that point, I was so completely devastated and shattered as a man, just utterly broken. The only things that were on my mind were the darkest thoughts or turning it into something else. And I told myself, I can either drown myself in every single bottle of cheap whiskey that I can find, or I can write it all down.
Yep.
And say everything that I never got to say to her, but tell it to everyone else.
So that's what you did.
That's exactly what I did.
Did she come back?
I don't want it to.
No?
It would never be the same.
You think she heard it?
I know she did.
Yeah.
I know she did. I made sure of that.
So, it's interesting to me that that's what would cause such a seemingly. I mean, it's not as drastic as probably most people would think.
Yeah.
But it is.
That would lead to such a massive change in genre.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the change in genre is as big as your average person would think it is.
Probably, yeah.
But people that know music know it's not crazy.
No.
It's not a crazy switch up.
No, it's not.
But to the average consumer, that sounds like
it sounds left field.
This. Yeah, it definitely does. So
it sounds left field.
So, I mean, was it literally that moment that she ended it that you were like, I'm switching it up, or were you thinking I'm done with music altogether?
I actually quit music altogether.
Okay.
For probably a good month.
Okay.
I had the whole thought process of like, nothing's good enough. I'm not good enough. If I were, she would still be here. I'm stopping everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I had myself in this mind space for, like I said, probably about a solid month or two before I fully got to a point where I was like, okay, if this continues, I don't know if I'm going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to take this, and I can either let this kill me, or I can transform this into something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it all down, and I wrote it out, and I started writing and started writing and started writing. And, you know, I came up with all these songs. Some of them I hated, some of them I loved, tried new things that I hadn't tried before. And, you know, I got a couple things recorded from a buddy of mine that ended up producing my album. And the guy who had taken me in, who actually is now my manager, actually, he's my best friend and my manager. He took me in after everything had happened between me and my ex-fiance. And I showed him some of the music while I was staying with him, and he was like, yo, man, this is different. Like, you got something here. Like,
yeah.
I've never heard you sound like this.
Yeah, I mean, from what I listened to, you're a good vocalist, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
You got a good R&B voice for sure. I haven't heard any of the metal, so I don't know. I'm not a metal fan, but I mean, I feel like I can judge it properly.
Yeah,
but,
I like to keep it in the R&B game now.
Yeah. What was your band's reaction? Did they try to get you to stay, or they understand, or?
I've been in a few different bands, but like, you know, the band that I was in when I decided to switch this up, like, I kept it secret from them for about 6 months.
Oh wow! So you were still working with them and making R&B on the side. Oh,
yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
I was still doing everything on the side type thing.
So did they know you well enough to know that you were capable of that, the switch? Like when they heard you, were they blown away, or was it like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense?
When they first heard me, they were skeptical at first when I first came here. They're like, you know, who's this dude from Ohio? Like, we don't even know who the hell he is. Like,
yeah.
And the drummer of the band had vouched for me, and he was like, yo, like, we need to grab this dude. He's dope as hell. And they flew me out. I did my audition, and I remember within like the first 15 seconds, I just looked around the room and everybody's jaw was on the floor. And I was like, yep, it's about what I expected.
You're confident.
I would say it's confidence for sure, because, you know, most people say it's cockiness, but it's not cocky if it's true.
Yeah, you can be cocky about it though.
Yeah, you can be cocky about it, but I think this is something that, like, you know, it's been 15 years. It's been, you know, the millions of plays. It's been the multitudes of shows and stuff like that. Like, I feel myself that I have earned my right to say, like, you know I'm not the best, but far from it. Far from it. But I would say that, you know, I'm an R&B contender for sure.
Yeah, no, and you know, I'm an R&B guy. Like, that's mostly what I listen to is R&B. So.
That's my bread and butter. And I mean, it was even when I was doing metal music, I still love doing R&B, and that's why I kind of like threw it into what I was doing back then.
For sure.
So I had always had like a desire, I guess, to want to do this. But losing her was kind of the springboard for it. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense to me. You know, that's what R&B is kind of about for the most part.
Absolutely.
So, and you've been doing music, you said about 15 years.
Professionally for 15 years.
But only a year of it has been
R&B.
And how, you know, I know you dropped an album, was it Valentine's Day last year?
Yeah, Valentine's Day of last year.
Okay, so you dropped that album, and what was the feedback? How did it?
I mean, so far, like, the people that have heard it, like, I haven't heard a single negative comment, which, you know, knock on wood, that's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You want negative comments, though.
Yeah, I do want to hear constructive criticism, and that's why I've been, like, trying to show everybody else, because there's been a lot of people who have not heard it. Yeah. So the people that have heard it, I've been getting a lot of strong feedback, which is good.
Well, I would recommend people listen to it.
I definitely want people to listen to it. I definitely want, you know, constructive criticism, because, like, I keep getting the things that I hear the most are, you sound like The Weeknd and you sound like Giveon. Those are the two things that I hear the most.
I would hear Giveon. I hear for sure. I definitely hear I mean, is that an influence?
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good influence.
Yeah,
Giveon's great.
He's probably the only R&B artist, like male R&B artist that I've seen that's come out that's new and popular in like the past like maybe 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that comparison. I heard that for sure. I I don't think you sound like him. You have a tone. You sing in a similar tone that he does, but your voices are not the same.
Yeah,
so.
I know exactly what you're saying.
So I definitely, it's kind of like, I mean, I feel like there's 1,000 rappers out there that have this rap with
similar tonalities in their voices
to their the big dogs. So you hear guys that sound like Kendrick, sound like Cole, sound like Drake.
Absolutely, and I mean that was, like I just always liked Giveon, like from when I first heard him, but like doing R&B, like how I sing with my R&B is kind of how I sang with my bands and stuff like that. So like I try. This was a very easy crossover for me.
Yeah.
And, it's cool to hear all the time, like, oh, man, like from your basic average consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, man, you sound like Giveon, you sound like The Weeknd. Like, that's cool. I like hearing that. That's nice.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But
I think part of it is probably, a big part of it is probably the context. The subjects that you sing about.
Absolutely,
very much in the same vein.
Absolutely, yeah. But I also want to hear from the people that are, that are doing better than me. Like, hey, this sounds good.
Yeah.
This sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds all right.
Yeah.
Here's how you improve.
For sure.
Because the one thing that I want to do as an artist is be the dumbest person in the room.
Why?
Why would I want to be the dumbest person in the room? That means I have every opportunity to learn and grow.
I mean, I can understand wanting to not necessarily be the smartest in the room, but I don't think you want to be the dumbest.
I myself strive to be that person because that means I'm surrounded by every person that I have an interaction with.
Mm-hmm.
I have an opportunity to learn something. I have an opportunity to grow. Now, that does not mean I'm going to go in there without any context or any kind of knowledge about what I'm speaking about. But if I'm in a room with other people like producers, artists, TMs, anybody, directors, videographers, I want to know that they've done something or, performed at a level that I haven't.
Sure. I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I guess what I'm saying, the pushback I'm giving is, by your logic with that, you can only be the dumbest person in the room once.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Because...
Yeah, I guess you got a point.
I mean, if you're going there to pick up stuff from the people who are smarter than you, then the next room you go into, you don't want to be the dumbest still, right?
No. If I go in the room again, I want to,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be smarter, that's for sure. But now I got to find a new room.
For sure. Yeah, that's true. Definitely. So... What happened with the come through video?
With the come through video?
Yeah, it's not available anymore.
That's a little bit of a touchy subject.
Good.
Yeah. The come through video is actually, it should be available on my YouTube right now. It's not. Interesting. Yeah, because I had just put it up a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fighting with this guy who I had actually moved out to Minnesota to work with. And
he shot the video?
Yeah, he shot the video for me. And we had come up with this agreement that I would help him, work with his business. I would bring him in clients. I would open, he would close. We would go ahead and work, get these videos together, and knock them all out.
And you didn't do none of that shit, and he said, fuck your video.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
I came through with everything that I said I was going to do. I helped him build the studio, like with my bare hands, put in hours with him. Spent money on the thing, spent money on all my own personal stuff as well.
Is he a videographer, like by trade, or is just somebody that you had shoot a video?
He's a videographer by trade, I guess.
Who is he?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, come on. Who's out here taking your videos down?
It's this guy named Adam. He's not even in the game anymore. I don't know what the hell he does now, but we had this studio, and he lost the studio. He ended up robbing me of all my videos that I had worked on and everything. And
I couldn't find no videos.
Yeah, which was not good. But my videos are available on Instagram and stuff like that. That's actually where it still is completely viewable.
Okay.
I am getting ready to film a new music video as well for my song "Medicine."
Okay.
As well. So
who are you shooting with?
I'll be shooting with a guy named Tony from Tony C Films.
Okay.
So it's going to be one of his first forays into making a music video, which I kind of like that.
Okay.
I like working with new artists and new videographers and stuff like that to see what can be created and stuff like that. I like collaborating.
Yeah. How did you end up in Minnesota from Ohio?
I actually had the last band that I was in was from Minnesota.
Okay.
And the videographer that I worked with was also from Minnesota, and we had talked about if you come out here, we can do all this work, blah blah blah, you know, all this nonsense. So I was like, you know, I can stay in Ohio. I've been here for like 15 years. I can stay here and keep doing the same bullshit. Or what I could do is take a chance, take the shot, and just try it out, you know.
Yeah. Had you been here before?
Only to visit, like only through like touring and stuff like
gotcha.
that. So I never actually like come through to stay.
Yeah.
It's cold as hell here, man.
Yeah, I mean, for a little bit. Then it's not.
I mean, there's a lot of snow, bro.
There is. There is. We only got about another month and a half, 6 weeks left. Then it's going to get nice
Man,
out.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Summers here are beautiful.
Yeah, I can say that the seasons here are really nice. Like fall here is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of cool friends. I've made a lot of cool connections here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, from the beginning when the whole, you know, the downfall of like that partnership with me and this videographer, like, you know, it is what it is. It sucks.
Yeah.
But in that same time frame, I've come up with, you know, like I said, a lot of good connections, a lot of good relationships, worked with a lot of different artists. Some of those artists I'm actually going to be getting ready to take out on tour with me, which I'm pretty excited about as well.
Let's talk about the tour.
Yeah, so the tour is the Champagne Nights Tour.
Okay.
Actually, we're going to be starting here in Minneapolis. And throughout the course of the tour, which is going to be from, I want to say, from like end of May through beginning of August.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the course of that, we're going to be filming and stuff like that for a music video for the Champagne Nights song, which we'll also be releasing the music video for on the last day of the show here again in Minneapolis.
Dope. Who are you taking with you?
Taking Wes Dayton and J-Ham, actually.
J-Ham. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is he? You guys have worked together, right?
Yeah, J-Ham and I have worked together on a couple songs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's released any of them yet. Same thing with Wes Dayton. We have a couple things in the tank that we haven't really like fully put out yet, but pretty excited to go ahead and release those tracks.
How did you link with J-Ham? You know, he's been up here before.
Yeah. J-Ham. Shout out to him for sure. You know, he had nothing but love to say for y'all. So
yeah,
I was pretty pumped for that. But I actually met J-Ham through. I went to, I think it was a music video gala for an artist named Summer.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I think she's from Ozone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'd gone to her music video gala, and I'd gone by myself, and I was like, you know, because the dude I was fucking with at the time was like, yo, bro, like you need to go out and make connections. You need to talk to people. You need to, you know, do this stuff here. Like that's part of the game here.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, absolutely, for sure. Let me do that. So, you know, got dressed, went out, didn't know nobody.
Yeah.
Sat down at this table, like hoping somebody's gonna sit next to me. Feel like the awkward kid at the lunch table nobody wants to sit next to. But I went up in line, go to grab a drink. J-Ham and I start talking, and we kind of connected real quick. And then I was like, yo, like, is it cool if I show you some music? Like, you know, I'd love to hear some of what you got as well.
Yeah.
So we sat in my car, we rolled one up, chilled at a gas station, blew down, exchanged songs and stuff like that. And it was just kind of one thing led to another.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, and ever since then, like, you know, he had his Vegas Nights video get put out and everything, and that was one that I directed for him.
I think that's where I'm connecting the two, was the Vegas Nights.
Yeah.
I think I saw somewhere, I'm only putting it together now, that I think I saw somehow you were involved with that.
Yeah, I was in the music video, but like I was in like one of the scenes, like the little skit that he did.
Yeah,
but,
okay, that's what it is then. I'm just putting it together.
Yeah, I was in the skit that he did. I actually directed his music video for him, so it was like, you know, I wanted to show him what I could do for him, and, you know, like just as an extension of good faith, and
For sure.
you know, show my skills as well.
Yeah, and creating a connection to a kind of a unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, I'm new fish. I'm fresh meat here. You know,
for sure. Have you? So, I mean, you mentioned Summer. She's an artist that's R&B artist that's incredible.
Yeah, very talented.
Have you stumbled upon any other Minnesota R&B artists?
Not many as of yet.
No.
And I'm trying to find them.
We got some.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I've heard. And you know, I want to talk to these dudes and these women as well. Like, you know, I want to collaborate. I want to learn where I'm doing good, where I'm not doing good. You know,
R&B is very unappreciated in Minnesota.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
I've absolutely noticed.
I didn't notice until, honestly, you know, because I did a show for 5+ years, and we didn't deal with a lot of R&B singers, mostly rappers.
Yeah.
But since we started doing live on Lake Street, I started to realize like, yo, R&B is really unappreciated in Minnesota, and we have
Yeah.
some super talent here.
Yeah, I kind of figured, like, all I see, posted up everywhere is just constantly like rappers and hip hop artists and stuff. Like being like, that's all.
Got a lot of rappers, bro.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but that's what I mean. Like, everybody in their goldfish is a rapper now. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
it's you're inundating an already saturated market.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Whereas, R&B, aside from Bryson Tiller, Brent Faiyaz or Giveon, what's like a male R&B artist that you can name that's come out in the last 5 years?
Yeah, not many. I mean, R&B is sort of a. You're right, actually. Now that you say that, R&B is sort of unappreciated in general. True R&B.
Absolutely, I would say.
Like true R&B, like it's more along the line. R&B has really gone hip hop.
Yeah, it has, and I think people misunderstand what R&B stands for. It's
true.
rhythm and blues.
That is true. Yeah.
Blues,
Yep.
like it's not happy subject matter half the time. It's
true.
about the heartbreak. Like, yeah, there's sex involved, and yeah, there's love involved, but half the time it's talking about where you went wrong, where you fucked up, where she fucked up, where things could have been better.
Yeah. No,
That's where the real R&B
That's
is
true.
at,
That's true.
in my opinion, at least.
No, you're right about. No, I don't even think that's opinion. I think any true R&B I would agree with you on that. Like that is what it's about. Like,
And I think that's what really impresses me, and that's what it, like. And this is not to dog on anybody from the scene here around here, but it's like lyrically wise.
that's a great way to ingratiate yourself into the Minnesota music scene. Dog on them.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
I mean, like lyrically, from everything that I've heard here, I'm not impressed.
Wow.
I'm not, and it's not that people have like cool lines, but like, bro, everybody's got a block and a stick and a Draco, and I got this bag and I got this money. I heard about all your cars, bro. I've heard about every car that you rented. It's fine.
Most of them don't got cars.
Everybody knows that, bro. We all know that you keep rapping about this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, speak to me, man. Like, tell me something I ain't heard before, bro. Like, I've heard your song before you even wrote it 19 times before from some other cat.
You want the substance.
Give me something I
We
ain't
got
heard
some.
before.
I mean,
Impress me.
We do got substance.
And I know that. There's a couple cats here that I'm like heavily impressed by.
Who are you looking at?
I really fucks with Prof. I really fucks with Juice Lord as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's going on tour with him. I really like Nerdy as well,
Yeah.
actually, believe it or not, because I really think the reason why he is as successful as he is because he's the only one in Minnesota that sounds like him and is doing what he's doing right now. He's the only one that sounds like him.
I think he's the only one maybe in the world that sounds like him. The only rapper that I would even make a slight comparison to would be like Chance the Rapper.
In a way,
There's similarities between him and Chance, but even then, like it's not the same.
And he's got this. He is so perfectly himself.
Yeah.
His identity, he's so well crafted in it.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of these rappers are misunderstanding.
I would like to see Hannah Montana become Miley Cyrus, though. If y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you. I
would like to see him make that transformation.
Oh yeah, and
at some point.
And I think that that's something that most artists build into their business model. And if they haven't, they should plan.
Because he don't be talking reckless in his music.
No,
he's very rated. It's very PG-13 sometimes, but he don't cuss.
No, he doesn't.
But then you watch his TikToks. Man, put that shit in the music. I want to hear some of that. I want to hear Nerdy go crazy on some shit and start cussing. And
oh yeah,
that's what I would like to hear.
But you know what? I think we may eventually see that. I mean, I haven't talked to the guy. I don't know exactly what
He's a really great guy.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Like, I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with him. He seems super cool.
Yeah, and very talented.
Oh yeah,
I don't care what anybody says.
I can see like from some of his live videos and stuff. Like, those are the cats that I'm watching because Casanova as well. Like these dudes, I feel like have identified themselves enough and are stable enough in their own identities to create a marketable product that is not only visuals but also music as well.
And performing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nerdy's a great performer.
They're entertainers.
Yes.
They're all-out entertainers of the whole package because here's the thing. If I go to a local show, I'm expecting to see 3 out of 4 dudes up there just like mumbling on a mic over their track.
Mm-hmm. And
then maybe one dude tries something kind of crazy and it might catch my attention for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I know, like, bro, Prince is from here.
Mm-hmm. He is.
Like, y'all got Prince here. How is it so difficult for y'all to come up with more substance to bring to the table? I know it's out there.
Damn.
I know it's out there, bro. Like, impress me. I know you got it. I want to see it.
Hey.
You know? Because, I mean, like, again, if you're rehashing the same subject matter, if you're doing the same thing that this cat did 20 seconds ago, how do you expect to break through the wave?
Yeah.
You're not going to.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, again, we could have this conversation for a long time because I've been a part of the music scene here for a long time. So I could give you pushback, but I hear you. I agree with you.
But like I said, there are also some people here that I have seen, like I said, like Juice Lord and Prof, Casanova, some of the cats in Ozone. Like, there are some impressive musicians here that are creating really good art, and I don't think that they get enough shine.
That's a fact.
I don't think that they get enough recognition. I don't think that they're getting, the plays that they should and the attention that they should, especially because it's like putting a rapper on is a very hard thing to do. I feel like.
No, definitely. Putting
anyone on.
Anyone on, yeah.
Putting anyone on. Let's be real. Anyone on is going to be a hard thing. But a rapper especially, because here's the thing. Rap is the most popular form of music right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's the most lucrative form of music.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, if you're trying to break into that, I've seen a couple videos online. Like, you figure there's let me pull back. How many rappers would you say there are in just the Twin Cities alone?
10,000.
10,000.
Land of 10,000 rappers. I really have no idea, but there's a lot.
Okay, let's say 10,000, right?
Yep.
Now that's just the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
You got Atlanta, you got Miami, you got Houston, you got LA, you got Portland, you got Philly, you got Columbus, Cincy, Chi-Town, you got Memphis, you got all these places. How many rappers have they got?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I talk about it a lot on the show.
Now you have 400-some thousand rappers, maybe 4 million rappers in the world. You, your dog, your grandma, and her goldfish. Everybody's rapping, right?
Yep.
If you think that you creating the same thing that your buddy did on his last tape is going to break you through, that's just not how it works.
No,
because you have maybe about 400 people, 400 rappers, I would say, total that can pay their bills doing this. And of those 400, you have about 40 that are the people that we know of, your Drakes, your Lil Babies, your Lil Durks, all these people like that. Those are your 40 people that you know of, that everybody's heard of, that they have. They're the 1%.
Yeah. No, I say it all the time, man. All the time. I say you have to be an anomaly.
You have to be.
You have to be an anomaly. Your chances of getting there are not good.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't. It means you got to outwork everybody.
Yeah, you have to be the hardest working person every single day.
Yeah, man. So we need to wrap, but before we wrap, I just want you to, make sure you tell the people everything they need to know about you and where they can find you, what you want them to do. Go listen to the album. Yes,
please. Check out my album. It's available on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, everywhere. It is my self-titled album. It's 15 tracks. I am working on my second album as well right now. I will be supporting my first album, which again is self-titled, entirely on this tour, the Champagne Nights tour, coming up with J-Ham and West Dayton. We will be playing our tour kickoff show, the Pop and the Cork show, and the last show here in the Twin Cities, releasing a music video, doing all that. Excited to drop, man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, shit. Did you say where they can find you? What's your
my handles and
all
stuff?
Your socials, yeah.
I'm on Instagram at love.less.music. You can find me on YouTube at Loveless Music Official. I'm also on Facebook as Loveless Music Official. Find me everywhere, man.
Perfect. And then that link in your Instagram bio brings you to every.
Yep, the link in my bio on my Instagram should take y'all everywhere you need to be.
For sure. I appreciate your time, man. And let's see what you got.
Absolutely, man.
Let's see what you got, man. You put Minnesota on notice.
Good.
I like it. I like that energy.
Good.
And go get your girl back. You can do it, man. All right, man. That's it. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so cursed up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning. Who makes him the chief of the south side? Oh, my nigga, I'm not the lieutenant. When I was in the gym, you wasn't in it. Face hot, so my windows is tinted. If I said that shit, then I meant it. Niggas gave me the rules and I bent it. Say